England are in a mess, both on the field and off the field. After their 100-run loss to India at the Ekana Stadium in Lucknow, their campaign mathematically very slightly alive, but for all practical purposes, it's over. Now the post-mortem has begun as to how 2019 champions, white ball kings, how the fall has been so sudden and so devastating. Because remember, England came here on the back of achieving the World Cup title in 2019, the 2022 World T20. They were renowned for playing cricket in a style that was revolutionizing the game. But suddenly, in the space of 3 weeks, everything has been shredded, it has fallen apart, and one of their World Cup winning captains has given a brutal assessment. He has suggested that there is something wrong with this England cricket team. And he has backed it up in an explosive interaction that he had with the English host broadcasters that was there at that point in time. What has Eoin Morgan stated? Some of the comments are blunt, and he has stated that there is something very, very fundamentally wrong with this team. Because how can a nation that had been doing so well in white ball cricket until September collapse so dramatically and be at the bottom, wherein they will now have to fight for Champions Trophy qualification? This is what Eoin Morgan has stated, with the troubles that England already have on the field and with whatever has happened off the field as well. Very explosive statements that Eoin Morgan has given, because he stated, before he states, I'll just tell you some basic facts. England are the first defending champions in history to lose 5 games in the World Cup. Even Sri Lanka did not have that much of a horrid run in 1999, and neither did Australia have even in 1992, when they were knocked out before the semi-finals or the knockout stages. England, more misery is coming for them, because who knows, they could lose 1 more, they could potentially lose 2 more. It would be a disastrous chapter in England sport. And remember, there have been a lot of disastrous chapters indeed. Eoin Morgan, who reached his personal nadir, he had hit rock bottom in 2015 when England lost to Bangladesh. When the revolution happened, 2023 now threatens to be like 2015, where everything has fallen apart for them. He has hinted that there is a dressing room rift. Eoin Morgan has stated that, I think there is something else going on. There has to be. Because he cannot explain the reason as to why so many facets of England's game has gone down the drain. Is it fatigue? Is it overconfidence? Is it players' mental health? What has it been? He hints that maybe the plans that the management are putting forward, the England players are just not able to execute it. There is a conflict of opinion. Because of that, he's hinted at a dressing room rift in the team. Matthew Mott, who is the head coach, has vehemently denied that in the post-match presentation. He stated there is nothing of that sort. There is no rift. It's just that Marcus Trescothick, the assistant batting coach, and Matthew Mott are both flabbergasted as to how England are collapsing like this on a regular basis. Where is the form? Where is the application? But Eoin Morgan is not holding back, because he stated, this is a major statement that he has made. I have never come across a sports team that has underperformed like this England team. It's sports team, it's not an England cricket team. Given the level of expectation, look at it, as we had mentioned, white ball kings, 2019 World Cup winner, 2022 World T20. Suddenly, 3 weeks into the campaign, they are no longer the defending champions. And the level of expectations, each and every one of us had kept England there as one of the semi-finalists. But then they spectacularly imploded. And there have been a lot of other incidents. 2015, if you look at the Rugby World Cup, England underperformed there. 4 years of planning all went haywire. You look at even 15, the cricket team, they had hit rock bottom when they lost to Bangladesh in Adelaide. But then this statement, never come across a sports team that has underperformed like this England team. That is a massive statement. Because remember, England in the past have always underwhelmed in many sports. But when it came to cricket, the expectations were anyway at their bare minimum. 19 changed all that, 22 changed all that. But now, sports team, if you look at it, the level of expectation, you don't have that much with the England football team. But with the cricket team, there was hope and expectation that has been shattered. So this is a massive statement that Eoin Morgan has made. What are the problems? That is what Eoin Morgan is stating. Something within the team that is definitely unsettled. Method which they are trying to use, and given the substantial nature in which they have lost the games. Is it lack of adaptability? Because England are playing in only one gear, there is no adaptability factor. On a pitch which had true bounce, they struggled. On a pitch that had up and down bounce which was stopping, there also they didn't have a flexible approach. The lack of flexibility is the prime reason why England, there is something fundamentally wrong with this. Remember, in 2022, they didn't bat with just one gear. They adapted to the situation and then they won. Here, that adaptability factor is gone. Whoever complained about whatever happened, and the first statement that Joss Butler made in that opening game against New Zealand, that itself may have rubbed many people in the wrong way. That is why one wonders, what is the method that they're trying to do? Incidentally, because everything is collapsing, there is no method. It's just that England are in free fall, and when you're in free fall, there is never a method. He does admit though, they have made mistakes with selection, they have struggled to find balance, and one that's effective enough to compete in this World Cup. Look at the chopping and changing that has happened in this World Cup for England. 3 players out for one game, 3 players out for the other game. There is a lot of chopping and changing in this England setup. When you chop and change too much, at that time you are unsettled. Yes, Reece Topley's injury was unlucky, unfortunate, but apart from that, they didn't have a plan B. This England team had renowned themselves of having a plan B and putting in a great performance. But everybody's performance, right from number 1 to number 7, has been dismal, and all of them have collapsed at one point in time. How can you sum up England's World Cup then? It is proving to be the ultimate disaster that is there. Because 2023 might even rival 2015. But remember, 15, not many people were hoping much from England cricket. It was on its deathbed in Adelaide, but now after the high, you're in free fall now. England will have a lot to introspect after this World Cup, because remember, even their white ball fortunes can reflect even in test matches. They are coming to India in January, February. So, whether they will put up a good show is something that remains to be seen now. But England cricket, after all the good times from the World Cup in 2015, when that ended and they started a fresh New England, the white ball reset, from that period now till 8 years it lasted, it's over. England cricket will now have to look back and wonder what went wrong. And there will be wholesale changes after the World Cup. One hopes that it's not a massive one which disrupts the entire functioning at this point. So England are at the bottom. Many Indian fans will be happy about that because they have finally beaten England after 20 years. Highest margin of victory in the World Cup. Revenge of 2019 and 2022 has been sealed. So thank you so much folks for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.